Hello, welcome back to Homeschool Wherever. My name is Carmen Sognonvi, and in this video, I'm going to share with you how we brought our homeschooling lessons to life on a recent trip to Philadelphia. So this trip was kind of a multi-function trip. We were actually invited out to work with a property over there, the Four Seasons Philadelphia. And when they reached out to us about scheduling dates, we looked at the calendar and we realized, oh, Ella's birthday is in November, and this would be a perfect way to celebrate her birthday. So it became kind of a combo work trip, but then also a birthday celebration for Ella. And on top of that, we were able to pack in a couple of really cool learning experiences, which really enhanced our homeschooling that month. We visited the Philadelphia Museum of Art and particularly checked out their Impressionist collection. And we did a private floral design workshop with the team from Jeff Latham Designs. If you're new to this channel, we are a multiracial secular family living in New York City, and we're homeschooling for the first time this year. We have two daughters, Sean, who's in 6th grade, and Ella, who's in 3rd grade. This channel is all about documenting our homeschooling journey, so if that sounds of interest to you, I hope you'll subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next video. Also, we are full-time family travel creators, so if you want to see that side of our lives, check out our travel channel at Top Flight Family. So I knew that we were going to be checking out the Impressionist art collection at the Philadelphia Museum of Art this month, so in terms of our homeschool for the month, I kind of put a pause on our art history curriculum, for which we're using the book Discovering Great Artists, and we had just gotten into kind of early Renaissance art. So we hit pause on that and jumped forward in time to talk about the Impressionists and also a little bit about the Post-Impressionists. So we studied Degas' dancers, and we did an art project inspired by his statue, The Little Dancer. And this idea I got from the blog Party in the Art Room. So first we used paper towels to dab on a background with paint to have kind of a textured look. I printed out silhouettes of the little dancers and we colored them in using markers. And then we both cut or tore pieces of colored paper and made a little collage with that. We also studied Monet and his famous water lily series, and we did an art project inspired by the water lilies. And this one I got from the blog Projects with Kids. First, we got some watercolor paper and then painted on a background using watercolor paints. Sean used a lot of water for kind of more of a dreamy, kind of vague look. And then Ella used much less water, and she was using very small brush strokes because I guess she was influenced by some of the Impressionist art that we'd been looking at. So Ella skipped this part, but Sean actually sprinkled salt onto the paint while it was wet. And if you've done this before, you'll know that it creates kind of these really cool, like blooming textured effects. And then once it was dry, we used oil pastels to draw on some water lilies. And we also studied Vincent van Gogh, and we watched a YouTube video all about his life. And of course, his life is a little bit depressing, so definitely don't do this on a gloomy day. And we did an art project inspired by Starry Nights. And this art project idea I got from the YouTube channel Splat Art Adventures with Mrs. Orendorff. So we drew pumpkins, and then we used crayons to make small dashes of color inside the pumpkins. And we also used crayons to make dashes to draw in the grass. For the sky, we used water-based markers, basically washable Crayola markers, to draw dashes. And then we went over the pumpkins and grass with watercolor paint. And then for the sky, we actually used water, because if you add water to these water-based markers, it kind of turns them into paint, which is kind of a really fun effect that we've done a couple times in previous art projects. So after doing these art projects at home, it was really cool to be able to go to the museum and then see these works of art up close. So the museum had recently reopened when we went there, and it definitely felt very safe. They had a lot of safety protocols in place. They're limiting capacity by making sure that you buy timed tickets. When you walk in, they do a temperature check. There's lots of social distancing decals throughout. Of course, masks are required. So it was a really great experience, but sadly, just days after we left, Philadelphia as a city actually announced some new restrictions because COVID cases were rising again, and the museum is now going to be closed until the end of the year. So we're definitely very fortunate that we were able to experience it right before that happened. So the other cool learning experience we did on this trip was actually organized by the property itself. So right now, the Four Seasons Philadelphia has this program called Limitless Learning, and that's really designed for students who are doing remote learning. So the hotel is able to customize an itinerary for you, both learning experiences in the city, like museum visits and walking tours, and then they also have on-site learning experiences like culinary workshops. For us, they organized a private floral design workshop with the team from Jeff Latham. And if you're not familiar with Jeff Latham, he kind of became famous as being the artistic director of the Four Seasons Hotel Georges V in Paris. And he was known for kind of revolutionizing their floral arrangements in the lobby. And through his work doing that, of course, he developed a huge celebrity following. So he's done flowers for Oprah, Madonna, the Kardashians. He does a lot of celebrity weddings. So just all around a pretty big figure in this world of flowers and floral design. So we got a behind-the-scenes tour of the Jeff Latham Floral Studio in the hotel, including this walk-in cooler, which was really awesome to see. Then we did a private workshop with the team, and we learned how to design a simple dinner tablescape. We also learned this simple one-flower arrangement using a studio vase, and this vase was actually designed and developed by Jeff Latham himself. And then we also all learned how to do this very simple vase arrangement. Okay, if you would like to see what we did in Punta Mita, Mexico last month to bring our homeschooling lessons to life, just click that video right there. If you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications. Give us a follow on both TikTok and Instagram. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.